As a cyclist and personal trainer with over 10 years experience, I've tested more gym gear than I care to admit, and my garage gym proves it. Some of it's brilliant, some of it's not, and some of it's not even here anymore because I've thrown it away, and some of it just looks as if it deserves a place in some kind of fitness-themed sex dungeon. Points in the comments if you can tell me exactly what this thing is. Cycling's not exactly a cheap hobby, but building strength and mobility is one of the smartest ways to boost your performance on the bike and just to generally improve your health. So today I'm breaking down the 4 best bits of budget-friendly home gym kit that when used correctly will help you ride stronger, move better and stay injury-free, all from home. And do stick around to the end because I'm also going to show you a couple of bits of popular kit that you probably shouldn't waste your money on. And the first bit of kit, or should I say bits of kit really, open up so many options for you when you're just using your body weight, and that is a resistance band or resistance bands. Resistance bands are so cheap. They're going to be anywhere from here in the UK, £5 to £20 depending on what sort you get. You can get sets which contain multiple resistance bands for differing resistances, for different exercises, or even if you just get one band, you can place your hands at different points on the band to make the exercises tougher or easier depending on what you're using them for. They're so portable and multifunctional, they're ideal for things like warm-ups, mobility, and a little bit of strength work as well. They're also great for injury rehab and also prehab and just warming up. So really light resistance bands are going to be really brilliant for switching on your glutes and things like that before you head out on a ride. So exercises you can do with a simple, cheap set of resistance bands are things like your rows, things like shoulder mobility drills, and even things like resisted push-ups as well. You've also got your core work, mimicking cable style machines in the gym. This is going to be brilliant for building core control, which is going to transfer over to the bike. Brilliant to open up the shoulders, the upper back, help with those rotator cuffs, and also just generally help anybody who either works at a desk all day or likes to go on those long endurance rides where you're hunched over in that position for a prolonged period of time. Brilliant budget-friendly kit piece number 2 is going to be a set of gymnastics rings. These are going to set you back anywhere from £20 for a nice simple plastic set of rings, anywhere up to £100 if you wanted a really fancy wooden set, but I've just got a £20 to £30 plastic set. This has lasted me a good couple of years. And gymnastics rings are an insanely brilliant piece and are a valuable piece for the amount of money that they cost. They're going to help you build stability, build general upper body strength, which is often overlooked by a lot of cyclists. It's also going to help with joint stability because of course rings move a lot because they're not sort of fixed in a set position. It's going to help you build those stabilization sort of muscles around the shoulders, around the neck, around the upper back, which is going to be brilliant for when you're riding up climbs or trying to put power through the pedals. And of course, they're super portable as well. You could potentially even take them on holiday. You could buy a door-based pull-up bar to use inside. I'm lucky enough to have an outside-based pull-up bar for myself and my clients to use, but you can even just hang them up over a tree, over a beam at home, or over a set of banisters if you've got some strong banisters at home as well. The exercises you can do with rings are really honestly endless. You can go for things like inverted rows, you've got push-ups, you've got dips, and you can also combine the rings with bands that I mentioned before to make some of the movements that a little bit easier. You've got things like isometric holds, planks, core work, pull-ups, you name it, you can probably do it somehow with a set of gymnastics rings. Next, we've got a set of sliders, and just like your other bits of kit, these are going to be super cheap. Anywhere between £5 to £10 here in the UK is going to get you a good set of 2 sliders. They're very transportable, very light, usually made of plastic, and they can be used in a variety of different locations, like carpet around the home, or some kind of hardwood floor or laminate, whatever you've got around the house. There's so many different movements you can do with a set of sliders. Like the other bits of kit, you'll probably notice a theme that there's going to be one bit of kit, but you can do multiple movements with it, not just one thing. So there's so many different movements that you can do with them. You can work your upper body, lower body. You've also got strength and flexibility movements you can do with them too. For strength, you've got things like core reaches, again helping you to develop that core stability, and things like push-up reaches as well, working that upper body strength whilst using that core to stabilize as well, which of course is going to transfer over to the bike. Then you can also open up those commonly tight muscle groups like our hip adductors with adductor slides, or even open up those hamstrings as well. Both muscles that commonly get quite tight when we're riding for a prolonged period of time or when we're sat at a desk all day. And before I show you the final and probably the most valuable piece of home gym kit, do stick around because after this I'll go through a couple of very popular bits of kit which are probably not worth your money. But the final and my favourite bit of home gym kit, I'm probably cheating a little bit because it's not necessarily budget in the fact that it's going to cost you a little bit more, but it is budget in terms of it's going to save you a lot of money because you don't have to buy a lot of other things, and that's a set of adjustable dumbbells. Now these are a lot more expensive than the other ones that I've gone through, so they're not necessarily budget. My dumbbells, for example, I think each one set me back around about £200 here in the UK, so a set cost me £350 to £400. Now that is very expensive, but there are so many things you can do with a set of adjustable dumbbells, and especially as cyclists looking to improve lower leg strength, there's not a lot you can do to really tax the lower body without some kind of external load like an external or adjustable dumbbell. You're going to be replacing a potentially whole entire rack of dumbbells with just one. My dumbbells go from 36 kilos all the way down to 2 in 2 kilo increments. So you've got a load of dumbbells there, all just at the spin of the dumbbell. You can get cheaper ones that just go up to 12 kilos or even 24 kilos as well if you want something that's a little bit cheaper but also a little bit lighter. And the exercises you can do with these are, of course, again, like the bands, essentially just a little bit limitless. So you've got exercises like your split squats, you've got things like Romanian deadlifts. You can of course use them for upper body work as well, like rows, shoulder presses and floor presses too. All moves that are going to help build lower body but also upper body strength, endurance that translates directly to extra power on the bike. So in total, that's probably going to set you back, if you do get all those bits of kit and just one dumbbell, around about £300 or less here in the UK. And that's going to provide you with so many options that you can utilize from home that are going to get you so much better results than just using your body weight alone. And it's going to take a minimal room as well, because all those pieces of kit are so small, transportable, and you can just chuck them in the corner when you're not using them. But there are other things that I use all the time and I would recommend to everybody if they had the money and space, like my barbell, my squat rack and plates. Probably going to set you back though about £1,000 for a set, and of course they take up quite a lot of room. I use them all the time, I use them a lot with clients, and they're going to be brilliant for building things like lower body strength, amazing for cycling. But of course when it comes to budget friendly, space saving home kit, probably not the best options. And now we've been through potentially some of the best pieces of home gym kit that are going to help you build strength and mobility that's directly going to transfer over to the bike if you use them correctly. What are some of the pieces of potentially overrated home gym kit that you can get on a budget? An overrated bit of budget gym kit, it's not really gym kit, it's more recovery kit really, is the foam roller. And I do have a foam roller. They only cost around about £10 to £20 here in the UK, but the evidence is kind of shaky about what they actually do and if they actually work at all. They're potentially a little bit overhyped for recovery, and it doesn't really improve active mobility. They might help with soreness the day after, potentially, but they're not going to be really doing too much compared to some of the other bits of kit we've been through today. The best things you can do for recovery, as they always have been and always will be, is looking at your sleep, your nutrition, and then also generally how you program your training to include enough rest as well. The next overrated bit of kit is an ab roller, and yes, I've got one, and I actually don't mind an ab roller or the ab roller as an exercise itself. I think it actually quite well works the core, and works the core in a way that actually does transfer to cycling, stopping you sort of moving, helping you control power on the bike. But one of these is going to set you back around about £10 to £20 here in the UK, and there's only really one, maybe maximum two movements you can do with it. So unlike the other bits of kit I mentioned where you can do multiple movements, which are potentially even cheaper than the ab roller, probably not the best bang for your buck when it comes to home gym kit. And then the final bit of kit I'd probably say is overrated and not worth your money, of course, unless you specifically want to try the exercises you can do with them, is a set of parallettes, or just kind of push-up handles, whatever you want to call them. These are going to set you back, again, anywhere between £10 all the way up to, I think mine were about £80, depending on the construction, whether it's going to be plastic, flimsy plastic, or going to be metal and welded together. And depending on the height of bars you get, if you get the really tall parallettes, you might be able to add dips and rows into the equation, but the normal kind of lower push-up handles or low parallettes, you're only going to be able to do push-ups with, or L-sits, which again, nothing wrong with those exercises at all, potentially going to help to transfer to the bike. But there are just so many other bits of kit that are better, other bits of kit that provide you with a lot more movement for less money. And of course, if you've got those gymnastics rings, you can do push-ups, dips, rows, and a whole host of other exercises with those too. But stick with those 4 pieces of kit I mentioned at the start of today's video, and you're going to be ahead of most riders who are doing foam rolling and crunching and expecting that to help with their performance on the bike. If used correctly, you're going to build some solid strength, some solid mobility that's going to really help enhance your riding, how you feel on the bike, but also how you feel off it as well. And if you want to know a strength exercise that I'd recommend to all cyclists, do check out this video here where I go through scientifically what the best exercise is to improve your power on the bike. Ride strong, and I'll catch you in the next one.